Hey everybody, it's Chad and nobody else. It's 7:30 Sunday evening. Time for some more Gearhead Interactive live chat. Guy the car guy here and ready to go. Buick man on with us, Kevin Brown. And it looks like Facebook did connect as well. So we should be ready to boogie tonight. Hope everybody had a great week. And lots of fun things to do tonight. Lots of things to talk about. Like we've been talking about, we're going to mix some things up a bit with some different types of topics, which is going to bring in some different areas, some different things. So I kind of mixed a few different things in tonight that we'll see if you guys like it, like some World War II stuff, some things like that. We talked about adding accessories, as well as our normal rundown of badges and emblems, sales brochures, hubcaps, promos, red lines, cans, and, of course, magazines, auto trade journals, all kinds of fun things like that. So anyway, we're going to start mixing some of that stuff up tonight. So Sean's here with us. Sean and Christine are on. Looks like we are connecting on Facebook as well. Hey, there's Pete. So anyway, glad you guys are on and ready to go. Got some important things I want to talk to you about tonight, though, too. I want to give it a few more minutes to see if we can get a couple more people on. I want to talk about a little bit more about the format of what we are doing. But before we get into that, Toy Tuesday, if you guys were on Tuesday night, I tried to go on. I had my phone set up on the tripod ready to go. And typically when I set up the live, it gives me a live screen on my end before I hit go. My screen was black when I set up. And then when I hit go, it just completely blew me off. John Anderson's here. Motormark made it. So that just kind of torpedoed everything on Tuesday. I fumbled with it, was trying to get it to reconnect. It didn't go. So finally, I just ain't much we can do with it. Jeff from Ottawa's here. So anyway, we'll see what happens this Tuesday. I've got a fairly busy week, but we might be able to schedule Tuesday in. We'll have to see. I've still got the sign we were going to look at last week, laying out in the shop and ready to go. It just, the system didn't cooperate, which, I mean, does happen sometimes. There's just no way around it. It's their game. Sometimes things go haywire, and there isn't a lot we can do about it. So we work with it. We do the best we can and go with what we can make happen. Big Job's here. So I didn't forget about you guys, Toy Tuesday. I did throw a post up. I don't know whether you guys seen it or not, that I did try to get that up, but it just wasn't going to cooperate with us. So anyhow, Alan's here with us on Facebook. Something else kind of exciting for a buddy of mine. Any of you guys pay attention to Good Guys in Ohio this weekend? Their big to-do was this weekend for Good Guys, kind of the culmination of the last year's worth of shows came together in Ohio this week. I don't know if anybody was paying any attention to that. I did because I had a buddy that was there, but don't know if any of you guys caught any of the Good Guys stuff that was out there on Facebook and things like that with their big time awards, Street Rod of the Year, Street Machine of the Year, things like that. Hey, there's Kevin L. Dad's here with us. So anyway, like I said, I don't know if any of you guys saw that or not, but my good friend Mike Keller, Big Creek Restorations, we've talked about him on here before. They took the 33 out, swinging for the amber, did not bring home the amber. Bodine's here. Kenny Peterson made it. However, Jim Petty's here with us. They did bring home Street Rod of the Year from Good Guys. So pretty impressive. Congratulations to my buddy Mike Keller, his whole crew at Big Creek Restorations in Ellis, Kansas. Yeah, that's some. I mean, Good Guys is one of the biggest rod and custom, circuits organizations around. Taking home Street Rod of the Year is some pretty heavy iron to be taken home. So, just to give you an idea of the quality of that car, pretty impressive. And wanted to give a shout out to my buddy Mike and his crew for what they accomplished with that thing. So, but anyway, now that we're and I'm sure some of you guys caught the short. I had another thing I had interesting going on this week. Um, the bees. Now, members have already seen the bee video. We got some members on here that have watched the bee video. I put a short up about the bees, but Friday night's member video was a full bee video. This bee situation is crazy. Balin Wire's here. So I hope some of you guys caught the bee video. Like I said, I put a short out, and then you'll get a full video. Trevor made it next Friday for non-members. But the this bee thing, everybody knows bees are important. Talk about bees for a second, a little off topic. But this week, it was a major topic for me. Obviously, everybody knows that bees are super important. We need bees to pollinate. We need bees to create honey. We need bees to keep plants going and growing. Bees, extremely important critters in today's world. And they basically kind of took over the shop. Found out where they were getting in. The video or the short that I threw up was the first time that I saw a ton of bees in the shop. They did swarm, we think is how they got there, Bodine. So I called some friends of mine, the sheriff and the undersheriff, mainly the undersheriff here is a bee guy. He's a beekeeper. And he also comes out and does all my VINs for me. He does all my VIN inspections for me. So he's out there all the time anyway. So I got a hold of them, and Steve came out, and you'll see a lot of this in the video, some of the more specifics. He brought beekeeper suit, the smoke thing, bee vac. Hey, there's Tim. Bee box, all kinds of bee equipment. So we found out where they were going in. We found a small hole in the side of the building where they had access. And then we measured how far down the wall that hole went, and we were able to determine about where this hive was at. And it was in the bathroom wall. So we had to, fortunately, it wasn't a big deal. There were some waterproof panels that were in the, hey, Randall with the Nut Farm's here. Nobody's honey. Yeah, I am going to get some honey out of this thing for sure. Bandit's here. What's up, man? I see you were posting the Springfield swap meet again, so start collecting honey as a side hustle. I don't think I want to do it. But this had some waterproof panels on the walls of the bathroom. You guys that have been in the bathroom have seen those smooth, slick walls. Fortunately, those were just thin panels that were glued over the sheetrock, and they popped right off. So then we had to, it was unbelievable when you walked in there and there's thousands of bees in the shop. So, and when you guys get to see the video, if you're not, the members have seen it. I don't know. Did some of you guys that are in the membership group watch the bee video? What did you think of that hive? So we did have to cut a piece of the sheetrock, but fortunately, there were some screws in the sheetrock. We just kind of split the panel in half, and we were able to access the hive. But this was a pretty new hive. This has just been going on for the last week or so. Pete saw, yeah, it was crazy. Balin Wire had some, so yeah, I was thinking about that, Tim, but didn't really come up with anything super cool as far as 318 for Mopars. But it's so we get this thing cut back. There's this big, huge hive in there, thousands of bees. And Steve explains a lot of this on the video. You actually get to see a lot of this happen, which for me was pretty cool because I had never dealt with it. So he gets this piece of sheetrock pulled down, thousands of bees, big comb, just like you would expect hanging in there at a big beehive. Haunted Hotel in Karsten, Kewanee at the show. Okay. We'll have to check out some of the Nobody's page here shortly. So he gets the sheetrock pulled back. and he has a bee vac, which is basically yeah, that's right, Sean. Hey, Wolverine's here. Glad Duckster's on. He has his bee vac, which is a bucket vac, 5-gallon bucket. And the reason they use these is he had some vent holes cut in the side of the 5-gallon bucket with screen in there. And it is a lower suction vacuum, so it doesn't kill the bees as they suck into the vacuum cleaner. So he sucks up a bunch of bees and sucks up more bees and sucks up more bees. Ended up almost filling that 5-gallon bucket with bees. Once he gets the bees somewhat thinned down, and then he was able to actually just takes a big knife and just starts slicing the comb out of the wall. Puts the comb in the bee box, and like I said, there's a lot more to it than that. I'm just giving you a quick synopsis. So when you guys see the video, you'll have an idea what's coming. And then he takes them out where his other hives are at and tries to repopulate them, which all worked great, except for when I got back out there the next day, there were bees once again everywhere. Had to come back out. Super bee theme, yeah, it was super bees everywhere. So when I got out there Friday, there was almost as many bees in the shop again. Not as many, but tons of bees. Back again on Friday. So I had to call him. He had to come back out Friday with the bee vac and got almost that 5-gallon bucket. It was probably close to half full again of bees. So, hey, Hubcap made it. Oh, he said he could tell by the comb that this was probably a 2-week-old hive, but there were tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of bees. It was just nuts. And that's exactly what happened, Kyle. They were all worker bees that were out working when the extraction happened. So, yeah, they were definitely misbehaving, Wickman. No doubt about it, because they were being a pain in my butt. So, sucked up a ton more bees. I was out there again today. I still have bees, but it's down into the probably hundreds of bees in the shop now instead of thousands of bees, if not tens of thousands of bees. So a lot of these bees will die off. Of course, bees have a fairly short lifespan anyway. I think, if I remember correctly, he said, most bees have like a 45 to 60 day lifespan. So it's not like they're, a lot of them are probably already halfway through their life cycle at this point. But so I think we've got them out of the shop for the most part. However, we have 2 more hives he's coming back to get out back in trucks. One of these trucks has a massive hive in it, and we are thinking that possibly there was a swarm that came off of that hive up towards the shop. I got a picture. I did not get stung so far, Jeff. I've been stung in the past, but I did not get stung as of yet. Dennis is here with us. That'd be another way to do it, Dougster. I could see that too. But this truck, I've got 2 trucks. I've got 2 Chevy trucks that have hives in the gas tank. And this was one of them on Thursday. Hey, there's David D. David, I want to let you know your valve cover is boxed, but I never got out to UPS last week. But I will get that headed your way. It is boxed. It has your name on it. It will be coming here shortly. These are in the tank of this truck. This is on the right side of this old Chevy. It's exactly what they're doing, Hubcap. And this is where the fuel filler net comes out of the right side of this Chevy truck. So I can't imagine how many bees are in this gas tank. So, yeah, we got to get this one out too. But yeah, the fuel filler neck is sticking out of the side of the cab right there. You bet, David. I just wanted to let you know what was going on, so I haven't forgot you, buddy. Workers can leave to work in the morning but can't come home at night. When the boys don't come home at night, the queen will leave the original hive to join her kingdom in the new hive. I could see that. Well, our plans for the tank is, yeah, it is wild, no doubt about it. The plan on these two trucks is basically just get the seats out and just pull the entire fuel tank. And then he's just going to throw the tank in his pickup and take it to where he has his hives and cut it open, is kind of what the plan is on the ones in the fuel tanks. But it's, yeah, crazy. So we'll be bringing you some content on those as well. I'm hoping here in the next week or two. What he was telling me was we need to get it done pretty quickly because this, we don't think about it now. And of course, this guy does bees every day. He said, we can't wait much longer. If we get them moved now, then they will have time to reestablish before winter, and they will get their honey and their pollen reserve stocked back up. He said, we can't wait to move these things. We can't move them in September or October because the hive won't survive. So hopefully here within the next week or two, we're going to get these tanks out and get those relocated as well. And that's what we're talking about, Dougster. Bees are amazing, and they are super important in today's world. Near mint fields. Honey has a slightly mint taste. Wow, that's cool. Thank you very much. That's right. He has his near an alfalfa field, that is where he keeps his. But so, yeah, it's like I said, I got a crash course in bees that I hadn't planned on getting. But, hey, I learned something. Hopefully you guys learned something. And hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the video. Like I said, it's a whole different video than what we're used to. But it was so interesting. There again, I always like to learn about stuff. Even if it's not necessarily car stuff. But these bees are in my shop. I got to deal with them. I would really just as soon learn something about what's going on to make sure it gets handled. So that's yeah, exactly. You're exactly right, Dougster. There are some uneducated people who would just kill them. So Pete got something out of it. Hopefully you learned something about bees, Pete. Whether you needed to know it or not, I didn't need to know it, but I learned it. So that's true, Big Job. So anyway, it was interesting to say the least. But I don't really like walking into the shop and having, literally you walked in the building and the whole building was just buzzing. It was that, it was that pronounced. So we'll see what happens. I actually ate some honey or sampled it, just put it on my finger and ate it straight out of the comb. There is no way it was any more fresh honey you could ever get. Hey, Leo, stopping by for a minute. Perfect, Dexter. Sounds great. But anyway, like I said, I didn't need to learn about bees. You probably don't need to learn about bees, but we're all going to learn a little bit about bees. And we're going to learn a little bit more about bees when we extricate these gas tanks and relocate those hives as well. The problem is this hive was so big that one bee box wasn't even enough. He literally had to go get another bee box to help set this hive up. It was loud. It was insanely loud when he pulled that sheetrock back. Absolutely, Guile. I think I know what you're talking about. They're kind of orange, and they actually, like yellow jackets, they will actually take out a yellow jacket. If that's what I think you're talking about, because I think those live in the ground as well. Well, that unless you're talking about cicada killers. Cicada killers are not good. Yes, it did get here, Kevin. It is here. It got here Friday or yesterday, but it is here. So anyway, like I said, I got a crash course in bees. I hope you guys enjoy it and get something out of the bee video. Yeah, cicada killers. I don't like cicada killers. They look like a giant wasp. I'm not a fan of those things. So you wanted me to hold your box too, Kevin. Is that correct? You did not want me to ship? Exactly, Dougster. I was talking to Steve about the same thing. If honey ever goes bad, he said, nope, it never goes bad. I did not realize there was honey in King Tut's tomb. But yeah, Steve did say honey never goes bad. It does sugar up. He said you put the jar in like boiling water and the sugar will, remix in with the honey. But yeah, okay, perfect, Kevin. I will hold it and we'll keep filling it because there's through a couple handfuls of horn buttons in the auction boxes just today. But yeah, you're 100% right, Dougster, because I asked Steve that if honey ever goes bad. He said, nope, never. It's good forever. He said it actually can help cuts. Honey actually does all kinds of amazing stuff. So it was, like I said, I got a honey on auction. We could do that. I can see if I can get some honey from Steve. Actually, he's got one hive out there that he got a couple of years ago. That was another gas tank deal. They come and got it 2 or 3 years ago. I can see if we can get some honey out of that hive that he got out of another truck a couple of years ago. These hives, obviously, unless when he cuts the tanks open, if he can extricate some honey out of those. But we can try to get some and raise a little money to help Steve out for all the help he gave us. So, yeah, I bet you do, Big Job. So, okay. I'll see if we can get some from Steve. Because I know he's got one hive out there that he got 2 or 3 years ago. I'm sure it's putting honey out. And we'll see if we can get, and maybe these other hives, that massive one is fairly new. The other one we're getting has been in this truck for 2 or 3 years. So that one, when they cut that tank open, it's probably full of comb. So we'll see if we can get something going there. Good idea, guys. So anyway, yeah, you're right, Buick, man. I've heard that too. Natural honey is one of the best things for colds and like scratchy throats. Like take a tablespoon of natural honey. I mean, it does a lot of stuff. It really does. Nobody's honey. There we go. That's right, Alan. So anyway, stay tuned. You guys that aren't in the membership groups will get that video public next week. If you want to jump into the membership group, you can go watch it right now. But I got one other topic that I do want to bring up. I've been kind of rolling this around in my brain for a little while, kind of watching how things are going. Pete wants his with the comb. Yeah. And that is a delicacy, I guess. That's another thing Steve was telling me, that people will actually cut chunks of the comb out and you can actually chew it. The wax will ball up like you're chewing gum, and you literally are getting the complete pure natural honey straight out of the comb. So, yeah, it'll be fun. We will see what we can do as far as getting some of that stuff put together. Steve is about ready to harvest honey, he said, so it is going to be coming here pretty quick. Now, I did not realize that natural honey can help with allergies, but it needs to be sourced from your area. That would make perfect sense, though. I mean, it's crazy. Just think at all this entire conversation about honey, just from all these crazy bees that moved into the shop. So anyway, another thing, and this there again, on to a different topic, and we'll keep an eye out for more cool bee comments. Yeah, that's true, Big Job. Big Job is on a roll tonight. I've been watching what happens as far as crowd retention, how long people are on, and things like that. We've been 7:30 for probably a year or so now. Now, 7:30 for me is much easier. But what is happening is it's getting too late for a lot of people, especially you guys on the East Coast. So what I'm thinking about, honey and biscuits. There you go, Leo. And there again, I want all the feedback you guys want to give me. We'll talk about this for a few weeks. Do we want to go back to 7 so that we're wrapping up from 9 to 9:30 instead of still in the middle of things? I can usually make 7 happen. There may be some evenings where I may be 7:03, 7:05 if I get really busy. But just curious as to thoughts on your guys' end on going back to a 7 o'clock start time. I think we probably will this winter anyway. But just curious as to what everybody prefers, likes. After 9, from what I'm seeing, a lot of guys start dropping off, and I understand that. I mean, everybody's got to work on Monday, but I went to the 7:30 start time because that gives me a little extra wiggle room to be ready. With fall and winter, 7 is definitely better. Guy wants 7 in the winter. So I mean, we could stay 7:30 for the next few months if everybody wants to go to 7. Here soon. Like I said, we'll kick it around for a week or two, but a lot of people are good with 7. And see, exactly, Mark, 7:30 here is 8:30 Eastern time. And then like Dispatch Brian, he is Atlantic. So 7:30 here is 9:30 for him. He is so far east, he's Atlantic time. So 6 or 6:30. Okay. And see, that's another that was another question. Another reason we did back up a little bit was for the guys on the West Coast. When you get a Mountain and Pacific time, that was kind of what pushed the little bit later start time. Because, California, we start at 7, that's 5 there. Go for 7 helps the East Coast people. 10 hours. Just stay 7:30 for a while and then fall, go back to 7. Okay. Leo's good with whatever. I am pretty much right along with you there, Dougster. I will second that. Like I said, I've been going, I went way out of my way to try to do something with these bees, and I still got a mess to clean up in the shop. But so I've got a lot of work ahead of me, and I already have a ton of time in saving this to save this hive. But we did it, so. But hornets and wasps, I don't have a lot of use for. Motor Mark says it don't matter. He's retired. Okay, well, we'll see. It sounds like everybody definitely wants to go back to 7 here in a couple of months. As of now, everybody's kind of half people say we can go to 7, half people say stay 7:30. So we'll talk about it for the next week or two and decide for sure when we want to go. Sean likes 7 because it'd be the bee's knees. and exactly, big job. And I know that's what makes it tough. And that's why like I said, I watch, as I'm sitting here going through, I watch the counter, watch the time. And the after 9, it gets late, and I understand that. This way, if we went back to the 7 o'clock start time, it might make it easier on some of you guys. And even if you did want to stick around for a few more minutes, that still wraps us up for the most part 9:15, 9:30 instead of pushing 10 o'clock. So obviously there's definitely a strong support for going back to 7. It's just a matter of when we do it. So there you go. That's one way to put it, Motor Mark. So we'll kick it around a little bit over the next couple of weeks and see. 7 is fine because then that's 8 in Michigan. And that way, if we're wrapping up at 9 here, then, that's not running you guys any past 10. Or if we're wrapping up around 9, then it's not pushing you guys too late past 10 either. So. what I like to do with dormant mud dauber nests, Dougster, I don't like to smash them with a hammer. I like to throw them into something, like zing them at a car and watch them explode. So that's kind of what I do. Good point, Leo. We haven't done that at all. We kind of got sidetracked. Boom. Hudson, Auburn. I'm way off track. We got talking about bees and honey, and we're all screwed up. Sorry about that, guys. So we will see. We'll bring it up here over the next week or two and see what everybody wants to do. If the wake up's back, if the majority want to go ahead and switch to 7 now, we may go ahead and switch here, first part of August. We'll just kind of kick it around. If not, probably here, sometime in September, going into October, we'll switch to 7 and go back to that and try that and see if that works out better for people. So anyway, well, I'm glad that, like I said, I want to throw it out there, get you guys thinking about it, and throw some different ideas out there. But obviously, a lot of support and a lot of interest in going to 7. So we'll kind of keep needling that around and see what we come up with. But something else new that we've been talking about doing. Exactly, Pete. They explode nicely. That's why I like taking the old dormant mud dauber nests and chucking them and watching them blow up. But one thing we talked about last week was, hey, there's Frank. There was some interest in some World War II stuff, which I have tons of. So since we're kind of working our way into the, I've heard that, Dougster, Irish Spring soap. They don't like that. We've talked about a lot of different topics and starting to just mix and match stuff up. So you guys never know what's coming up. So obviously we may have a lot of changes coming. If we go to 7, we start mixing this stuff up. Obviously, we do badges, brochures, caps, promos, red lines, cans, story time, magazines, auto trade journal, accessories, and World War II stuff you guys wanted to mix in. Obviously, no way. Arsenal of Democracy, a great book. If you guys have not read Arsenal of Democracy, speaking of World War II, read it. Get it, read it, know it, understand it. Fascinating book about how the industrialized part of the United States basically shifted to war production. And that's, cranking out airplanes, tanks, engines, munitions, all these factories that produced cars and anything else, how they shifted to wartime production to make all that stuff that it took to win the war. So I think you can read a little better than that, Wickman. But fascinating book. So Arsenal Democracy, great book. But I got an interesting piece out of World War II history. I hope you guys like it. You may not like it. We may not do any more World War II stuff. But what we've got, some of you guys have probably seen this. It hangs in the office. Hey, there's Glenn. So some of you guys have probably seen this. You probably remember it. This is a wooden box. Army green. Just, you see this end? It is literally just a thin plywood box. That's all this is. Okay? So, I'm going to give you some dimensions of this. And this, before we get too far into this, is something you'll never see again, by the way. This box is 33.5 inches long. It's about 2 5/8 wide. Painted in army green color. And on the other side, it has an address on it. This was shipped home. This was a war prize artifact that was found. So this private first class, I believe, is what PFC means. You military guys can correct me. With his military number, New York, New York. And it has a Kansas address on it. Rural route, back before 911, obviously, of where this was shipped home from. So it is private first class. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Kyle. And you guys are right. Private Hanneman was shipping home one German rifle. So something that was found in an old estate here in Kansas, where this private literally took this German rifle, built this box just out of plywood, whatever he could find laying around his base, put the rifle in it, shipped it home to his family for a war trophy. There goes the hearts. I'm taking that as a good sign. Probably was a Mauser. So there again, this is just what they did. They picked something up. It was probably abandoned and found it on the ground, put it in this box, built a little crate for it, and shipped it home probably to his folks. Yes, it does have somewhat of a wedge shape to it. If we go down here on the far end, it is about 4 inches. And we go here to the fatter end, and it is about almost 6 inches. So, found a German rifle, built a little box, threw it in the mail, sent it home. Okay, let's catch up on comments. Mausers came in 2 flavors, 7 and 8 millimeter. Jim's got a box 8. That's K-bar, probably a carbiner, could be. Nice, Michael. That's exactly right, big job. And that's why, like we talked about, we got off on this kick last week being 4th of July. And we started talking about it a little bit, and you guys brought up the fact to do some World War II stuff. This is literally hanging on the wall here in the office, so I grabbed it and thought we would start with that. I've got a lot of what I consider fascinating World War II stuff, all kinds of fascinating history. If you guys think this type of stuff is cool, we'll keep working it into our mix as we move forward. So anyway, was that an okay way to start off World War II stuff? Or are we okay? Or, I mean, got a shell box? Yeah, that's, like I said, all that stuff is cool. Yeah, and that's something else. Just bought a 42 Chevy. Yeah, I've got a 42 Blackout in the yard. I've got an NOS 42 Blackout grill on the shelf. Chevy. I got a Newell stock 42 Olds Blackout grill out in the shop. Glenn's got a pair of 43 M1 Garands. That's cool. But Buick Man just brought up a point that a lot of people don't think about. Obviously, World War II, the Allies triumphed over the Axis powers. And but whoa, hold up, Christine hitting us up with a supercharged super chat. Boom, there we go. Haven't had any supercharged super chats yet tonight. Christine hitting us up with one right here, ready to go tonight. Thanks, Christine, for starting off the supercharged super chats. Yeah, we really don't know for sure what it was. It's all speculation, but still kind of a cool box. But, Buick Man made it, said something that was very true. Yeah, exactly. There was some SW. That's awesome, Dougster. But I want to get back to Buick Man's point, something that a lot of us don't think about. I mean, obviously the Allies triumphed. A lot of the stuff that is talked about in World War II today is looked back upon with, kind of valor because the U.S. did win. Major technological advancements came out of it, leading up to what we have today, even with the technology developed by Hedy Lamarr. The most beautiful woman in the world, developed what is now basically used for Bluetooth. Just crazy stuff like that. But like Buick Man said, those were scary times. And we don't think about that in today's world. We think about the US One, all these technological advancements. We go to the air shows, we look at the planes, we look at the guns, we talk about the evolution of all this equipment, the tanks, the engines, all that stuff. But what we don't think about is the people in that window. There was, a long time for, there for a couple years, nobody knew which way that war was going to go. Perfect, Buick Man. Check out the World War II Museum in New Orleans. So you didn't know. You just really didn't. And a lot of people didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know if we were going to be speaking German. They didn't know if we were going to be overrun. And the other thing you got to think about is a lot of these families that had sons overseas, you never knew when a strange car pulled up in your driveway whether it was going to be the War Department with a telegram saying that a member of your family was either KIA or MIA. And that was a very, very real thing that happened every day all over this country. And it's hard to comprehend in today's world, but that happened every day all over the country. There were mothers, wives that had to answer the door and accept a telegram saying that a member of their family was KIA. And there was nothing they could do about it. A lot of them were involved in the war effort, and all they could do was buck it up and go back to the plant the next day. So when Buick Man puts out their scary times, it was very, very scary times for all those people. So that was a very, very good comment because we don't think about that today. Yeah, that was a ton of money in '97, Dougster. But there again, today it looks like a smoking deal. Exactly, Christine, 200% right. Another good point, Glenn. The Eisenhower Museum in Abilene, the table that was used to plan D-Day is there. Ration stamps, another great point, Jim, that a lot of people don't think about is you had ration stamps. You didn't just go get gas when you needed gas. You didn't just go get tires when you needed tires. You didn't go get sugar and coffee when you were out. You had to have your ration stamps to get it. So everybody was involved in the war effort at that point. Frank's got some spearhead stuff. Balin Wire, after the bombing, his grandfather left 2 days later. Yep. Another good point. Over 300 ships sunk with supplies. The wolf packs of the German U-boats that were hunting the supply ships, which is also talked about in that book, the Sherwood Forest book that we've talked about with the international book, the international stuff, The Secret of the Sherwood Forest. They lost one of those drilling rigs because of that. So, yeah, the German U-boats, the wolf packs hunting the cargo ships were a very real thing. Dougster's grandfather was an MP during World War II, and he had to accompany caskets home to the families. Yep. How crazy is that? And they had to do it. I mean, they're again, the MPs were escorting those caskets home. That's exactly right, Big Job. Yeah, they don't get it. And that's right, Leo, fighting two fronts at the same time with Hitler and Japan. Two U-boats sunk in the Gulf and one captured on display in Chicago. Yep, and that did happen. They got that close. So, Giles' grandfather lied about his age to enlist at 16. And that happened every day. Those guys were so patriotic and were so dedicated, they would lie about their age to enlist. And we see these people today who, have to kneel down or don't think they have to respect any of this stuff. Yeah, there's the door. You can walk right through it. Not a problem. So anyway, if that stuff is interesting, we'll start sliding a piece of it in here and there. And obviously, you guys seem to be very passionate about it as well because the comments have been crazy about them. His grandpa ran the ship aground at Pearl Harbor to keep it from sinking. Wow. That's crazy. But they're, again, smart. Very smart. If they were hit and they could run it aground and keep it from going all the way down, yeah, it makes perfect sense. So anyway, obviously based on the conversation that started, there is definitely some passion and some interest in the World War II bits and pieces. So I'm taking it that we're giving that it's a thumbs up for that segment, and keep working that stuff in. That's what I'm getting. So let me know if that's a keeper, because obviously we had a great conversation just over that box. Let me grab the hubcap. Let's check out a hubcap. There goes some thumbs up. I'm taking that as a good sign. Tonight's hubcap, this is a pretty cool one from the late 30s. A very detailed and very ornate cap. Hudson badge. Got to keep working these in. Only 2 people got me thumbs up. I thought I'd have a whole screen of thumbs ups, the way the conversation went. All right, tonight's cap. This is going back to, from what I could find, about 1937, 1938. And that's right, Leo. It was hard times on everybody. Good question, Big Job. There's some more thumbs up. That's what we want to see. Got to get up to that 1,000 comments anyway, so maybe we can get it with thumbs up, right? Okay, the cap for tonight. I've got one of these, but they don't pop up that often. This one's kind of banged up, but these are just really cool because of the design and the ornate work. Wow. That's pretty heavy stuff, Dougster. That really is. That's really heavy stuff. Perfect, gal. Appreciate that. So on to tonight's cap from our friends at Nash. Check this one out. This one's got a lot of little dings in it, but I think it's all original paint. From what I can find, this is 37, 38 era. They had a very similar Lafayette cap to it as well. But all these lines are actually stamped and then painted. Black on the bottom, red through the middle, as well as the Nash letters. And from what I can tell, these are actually, it appears to be original paint. So I thought this was a great looking cap. The back, this is a steel-based back cap. Uncle signed up his grandpa at 16. Yeah, it's just crazy what people went through. It is, Duckster. It's a great looking cap. All this scroll work that was stamped into this. A lot of times they'd stamp the letters in and that was it. But all this extra ornate work I thought really made it stand out. This cap it's common size. It's about 9.5. Exactly, super Art Deco styling. About 9.5 across it. So about a normal size. Most of these caps are around 10 inches. But this one, like I said, these just really stand out. One, it's something different. Hey, there's Austin. 2, it has great stampings. 3, this one appears to be original paint. So even though it's got dings and dents, the chrome shines, the paint looks good. I was like, man, this is a good looking cap. I knew you guys would enjoy it, checking it out. Just imagine that thing spinning down the road. It's like... Leo, you're retired Navy, Leo? That's awesome. So anyway, that's what I had for the cap tonight. Is the time on? The time on like the timer? Yeah, exactly. Watch it drive down the road. That's what I was thinking about with all that scroll work on there flipping around. Actually, and with these being on the curves, it almost kind of makes it look like it's motion. Michael at 20. Are we starting auctions off already? Because it's a good-looking cap. Mark just says hit the timer. Are we doing auctions now already? I got to get the notepad if we're doing auctions now. 25 with Pete. I guess that means we're doing auctions. All right, let me regroup here. Where's my notepad at? Well, I guess we can start the timer and I'll go get the notepad. Shipping included. Pete 25. Are we ready? Hey, there's Scott Luft. Yeah. All right, I guess Pete at 25 and we're live on the timer. We're going 90 seconds. I knew we were getting about ready to start auctions and everybody decided we're starting auctions right now. Where's my notepad at? Oh, I got it down here on the floor. Here we go. We're live on the timer. We're not messing around tonight. 25 with Pete. 35 with Sean. I guess I better get to writing here. 30 seconds gone. I had nothing ready here. And you guys kind of took it and went with it. 35 with Sean on the 37-38 era Nash cap. One minute gone. I'm hoping, Big Job. Let's hope the Nash brings some cash. We're going to find out in just under 30 seconds because we've crossed that 1 minute threshold. Sean at 35. This one might get interesting. We're ticking away. We're coming out of the end. I bet there's at least 1 or 2 more bids hiding out there. We're going to find out in just a few seconds. 35 with Sean. 41 with Pete. Couple seconds left. And that does it. 41 with Pete. Sean had a 42 at 131. 41 with Pete. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to turn that one into a clock. Okay. I guess I'll get stuff drug over here. Okay. I guess we're ready for auctions. Yes, I did. In fact, let's go through that real quick, John. That's a great question. This month's raffle, real quick. We'll burn through it, and then we'll get into the auction stuff. Christine, Kevin Brown, Motor Mark won his 10. Sean, John Anderson, Michael Glagola, Sean, and John Anderson, and Big Job. All in there as of right now. Okay. This can looks great, but it's a little bit rough. I had a starter can set out specifically for tonight. So I guess we'll go back to our starter can. As always, we typically start off with something that's a little lower dollar. And that way everybody can kind of see where their delays are at. You might want to go ahead and hit refresh and get ready to go. Okay, I'll double check that, David. I haven't printed anything since. Yeah, it may be in there. I'll have to double check, David. I'll write that down. Let me make a note of that. Okay, as always, 90 seconds. I'll hold up a piece. We'll talk about that piece. We'll point out any flaws. We'll talk about that particular car. We may give you some dimensions. As we're doing all that, if you guys want to go ahead and throw a bid in out there so that I know that you guys are interested and ready to go. Nope. In fact, I've got an international can that's still laying in here, big baling wire. We'll do it here in just a minute as well. I got some cool international stuff too. In fact, I just threw it up here on the counter, so we're ready to go. We'll do this can first. Then we may squeeze a license plate in, and then, I got a great brochure. We'll get that international can up here in just a couple of items, baling wire. But this is a little bit rougher can, but it had some great color to it. But there again, it was going to be a starter piece. You guys decided you were ready to go, so we went ahead and started. So we'll start with this metal quart right now, as and I think everything tonight, unless otherwise noted, will include shipping in the 48 states. This one is a Skelmatic quart. This is a metal quart. It does have a lot of scuffs and scratches in it. It does have nice red, white, and blue color. It is a ribbed can, like a soup can. The top has been cut out. So there again, this is in this condition. It's not a high dollar can, but if it was clean, I bet it's a $30, $40, $50 can. But there again, still has good colors, cool stripes on it. Here's the original seam. Bottom is still intact. So like I said, this was going to be one of my starter pieces. So I guess we'll get it squeezed in. Now, anybody interested in the Skelmatic quart? If not, we'll throw it back and mix with some other stuff. Christine at 20. Guile 14. I've got Christine at 20. And we are on the timer. Let me get this wrote up. Anybody like yellow license plates? 30 seconds gone. All plates. Well, that's easy enough. I ended up grabbing a handful of stuff, like just mixing some different stuff up. Yep, yellow like the bees. And I grabbed one here, and I grabbed one there, and I grabbed one here, and had 3 or 4 plates today. And I just stepped back, and I said, every one of these plates is yellow. I don't know how I ended up doing that. But, I tried to mix in some different states, different things, and I was like, all these are yellow. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Christine at 20 on the Skelmatic metal quart can. Sounds good, big job. I did not pull any 33s tonight. PA. Nope, no PA tonight either. Yeah, maybe it was subconsciously the bees. Getting ready to wrap this one up. Christine at 20. And that gets it done. Christine at 20. We'll start off with our first yellow plate of the night. This one's a little bit different. This was also going to be another starter piece. This, I believe, is 1959 based on the colors in Kansas. And this is a topper for a farm use plate. So this is a little bit smaller. This would have bolted on top or on the bottom of a regular license plate. 59 was a yellow background with blue letters in Kansas. It is almost 10 inches long. By about 3. $12 with Christine. This is all embossed. You can see on the back this is all stamped in, and it does have some surface rust on the back. A little bit of paint loss on the front, but 1959 farm plate. Christine at 12. Hey, there's Old School. Glad you stopped by tonight. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. 13 with Motor Mark. We missed you. It's been a while. 14 with Christine. 20 with Cream City Pete. Pete's sneaking in there. Mike from Texas is here. Well, we're glad you're back, Old School. Cream City Pete sliding in with a 20. 22 with Christine as we hit the 1 minute mark. Cream City Pete out there kind of lurking around. 24 with Cream City Pete. Ticking away. We're getting close to the end. We've got a little bit of time left. What's going to happen? 28 with Christine. Just about ready to wind it down. Christine at 28. And that gets it done. 28 with Christine. Okay, here's one of the IH pieces I've been telling you guys about. I got 4 or 5 different IH pieces coming up that are pretty cool. This is a little bit different. This is actually plastic. It is NOS. It is full, so I will have to drain it if I ship it. If you pick up, obviously, not a problem. I don't see a year on it, but this thing is pretty cool. IH 2-cycle 50-to-1 1-quart plastic bottle. Now, I'm guessing this is probably, well, I don't see a year, but it does say, for international harvester lawnmowers, use 32-to-1 or 1 pint to 4 gallons of gas. So when did IH make 2-stroke lawnmowers? There's no barcode on it, though, Dougster. So if it's early 80s, it's really early 80s. Because there's no barcode anywhere on this. And was IH making lawnmowers in the 80s? I don't even remember lawnmowers. Austin, when was IH making lawnmowers? Late 70s, early 80s. Hey, there's Tractor Mike! Tractor Mike, when did IH make lawnmowers? Zip code? I'm sure it's got a zip code. It just says International Harvester, Chicago, Illinois. Oh, 60611 USA. Started in 63, but this is newer, so probably late 70s, maybe right around 1980, which is 46 years old. So this thing is, if not 50 years old, it is pushing 50 years old. It is full. Yep. So, anyway, that's what we got next. One of the first of a handful of IH pieces that are coming up over the next couple of weeks. Original cap. This is actually cast into the bottle, so. So, Tractor Mike says it didn't matter. They broke down so much they couldn't make anything that worked. They were hooked up with the co-op, so. Anyway, we're going to sell you this IH bottle. Factory piece. This is all cast in it. This is printed on the front. And some of this is cast in the back, in the plastic housing. So, and it actually has these little indentions on both sides to hold it with. Dirt Floors is agreeing. So anyway, let's get rolling on this one. Kicking off the timer. Somebody start us off on the IH bottle. And I know what we need to do next. This is kind of cool. 10 with Guile the Car Guy. 15 with Bale and Wire. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Did you guys watch Friday night's video about the little Glen Prairie cord? Who watched that? Anybody catch that one? $15 with Bale and Wire. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Pete seen it. All right. 20 with Bale and Wire. You know somebody's going to be out there shooting for him. 20 with Bale and Wire. We're coming down to the end. And that gets it done. Marking that one to Bale and Wire at 20. You guys all will notice Tractor Mike did not bid on IH memorabilia. Don't drain it. Okay, no problem. Yeah, you know Tractor Mike loves IH stuff. I do know one thing we haven't done tonight yet is a horn button. This is a Dodge around 1950-ish. 49, 50, 51, something like that. Has a little bit of color loss on the back, but still a sharp-looking button. Where's our horn button fans at for the Dodge horn button? This is a small plastic with a stainless outside ring. IHK5. Is this on the button, Sean? 42. It has. This is a little bit of red paint loss right here. You can see on the back where this is actually embossed in. Okay, Sean at 42 on the Dodge horn button. This has a stainless ring that has these little retaining ears that stick down as what held it in. This is a smaller button. It is about it's about 2 3/4, but that red is just really brilliant and really makes it pop. So plastic insert, stainless ring. We're on the timer. Sean at 42. Sean is serious about this project. Let's see what happens. That might be it. I don't know. We'll see if anybody else jumps in here. Some of these horn buttons are getting a little carried away. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. That's right, big job. I think you did, Dougster, and some guys do that. They see something they want, they'll throw a number out there to scare everybody off. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. We'll see if we can slide one of those in here pretty quick, Mark. So Sean got this locked in. I know we're getting close to that 90 seconds. 42 with Sean. And that did it. Sean came out swinging. Knocked everybody out right out of the gate. Everybody wanted a flash auction. Mark wants a flash auction. So here we go. We're going to sell whatever I grab. Flash auction. And you're going to get whatever this is. I don't know what this is. This is what you're going to get. It says John Anderson on it. We've had some of these that said John Anderson before. This is what you're going to get. I don't know what it is. I didn't even look at the pile. I reached over and grabbed. Motor Market 15. 22, 30 seconds gone. Just about ready to wrap it up. 22 with Guile. 35 with Sean. And that does it. Sean at 35. Kenny came in with a 24, but it was too late. And I know Sean wants to open it. Yep. I knew he would. It's not yellow. It's going to screw up our license plate mix for tonight. It's green. But it is gorgeous. Another one of these trailer plates from 1962. Man, these things are amazing. Look at the back of it. Almost 65 years. Never been out of here. Okay. Yeah, it is. It's beautiful. I did have some other plates set out. Back to our yellow plate theme for tonight. We need a Hudson badge. I know that. You're going to get a match set of Bumblebee plates tonight from Ohio. Trying to mix some different states in here. This is a match set of V621Y, yellow and black, Ohio. Now, one of these, this one I believe must have been the front plate. There's a few flaws, a few chips, a little bit of, some scuffs and scratches on this one. I'm guessing this was probably the front plate. The backs of these are kind of a brown. This plate is beautiful. This was probably, I'm assuming, the rear plate. So they're still together after 55 years. So I think we probably just need to keep them together, sell them as a pair, one bid, and they're going to go to your man cave and hang on your wall together, just like they have for the past 55 years. Why? Because that sucks. That's why. Never thought of it that way, Duckster, but it's always fun mixing some different states in. Ohio, obviously, part of the Rust Belt, and these things look amazing. So anyway, you're going to get the pair, 2-for-1 money. We're keeping the set together, and away we go on the timer. I'm going to look at what else we need to sell after this. $30 seconds gone. Nobody's bid. They might all, you're right, they might all be snipers. I don't know what's going on. I thought the match set was kind of cool with Bumblebee theme for tonight. $10 with Motor Mark. As we come up on the 1 minute mark. $1 minute gone, $10 bid is all we've got on a match set. Maybe I should find colors other than yellow next time. I don't know. I thought this was cooler than that. 28 with Christine, 15 with Kenny Peterson. V for V-Day, too, exactly. 28 with Christine. You're getting the pair. 33 with Big Job. And that does it. Big Job at 33. Nice set of plates. Now, I still haven't gotten through everything I brought home about a month ago. But I did pull a piece out for tonight's auction. Since we did the video on the there you go, Big Job. On the little cord, the Glen Prey cord. Did not realize that, Dougster. So I've got some stuff I need to sort through. We've got some more Albacore Duesenberg stuff we can throw up in the auctions. But since we had the Glen Prey cord in the video, something I did get from Doug that I already have that I'm going to sell to one of you guys is they've only got a few of these left because I've seen how many there's left. There's not a lot. On the original sales brochure for the Glen Prey cord. This is an NOS original. I just got it from Doug when I was there a month ago. This is an original brochure for the little cord that we had the video on the other night. Shows the plant in Oklahoma. The facility, the cars. Guile at 25. several test shots. Specifications, factory filled by Texaco. Okay, Doug Prey, I'll clarify, Doug Prey. And the body made of Royalex. And it has the pricing, and it also has how to order. So, pretty interesting brochure. Let's get it rolling on the timer. Guile starting at us at 25, but it talks about the Royalex body. It talks about how to order it. It talks about what it costs. $4,450 plus $250 excise tax. Total price $4,700. No, it's from six. This is from like 65. Other options: removable hardtop U.S. Royal Master white walls, fitted luggage, and tonneau cover. This is an NOS one. This is directly off the shelf at Auburn Court Duesenberg. 30 seconds is gone. So here we go. 25 with Guile the Car Guy on an original Glen Prey cord brochure. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Slide a Hudson badge in there. We're ticking away, coming to the end. Guile at 25, the only bid we've got. We're getting close to the end here, ready to wrap it up. And it didn't happen. You got it, Guile, at 25. I thought you were going to be right, but I don't know why that body never took off. I don't know if there were manufacturing issues with it. Because you're right, it does sound like a decent idea. So I'm not sure why it never really did take off. I do know that there were certain shortcuts that had to be taken for shipping so that the bodies would stack inside of each other. I don't know if that, because it was basically a one-piece body, so if you couldn't stack them inside each other for shipping them, you had to, it was like shipping cars, the whole car. So I don't know if those changes made it not feasible or what the deal was, because it should make sense to have been used more than it was. Anybody want to do a grease cap? We haven't done a grease cap in a while. I think we squeezed one or two in last week. We haven't done one yet tonight. But we've been a little thin on grease caps. We ready for a grease cap? This one, a pretty cool one, from our friends at Whippet. Check this one out. I remember reading about that too, Dougster. This one actually has two little holes, two nubs, where you would put a wrench in to spin these off. Obviously, this upper one has some damage right here where it slipped. Dougster at 10, as well as down here as well. The Whippet is cast into it. These rings around the outside perimeter are cast into it. We can see on the back side of it, where it actually tore it right here a little bit. That one little nub did tear. You can see where the Whippet is cast into it. Internal threads like all of these are. This is, as you can tell, though, much bigger in diameter than what the actual hub size is. The hub size, oh, excuse me, is about 2 3/4 across the back here. But the overall is about 4. So, pretty good looking grease cap. A little bit of damage, but the outside perimeter is really pretty straight. Not a lot of serious damage to that. So, here we go. Dougster starting us off at 10. Pretty sure that probably is not going to hold on a grease cap this cool, but we're going to find out here shortly. $40 with Dennis Chapman. $43 with Dougster. 42, 43. Holy cow, missed a bunch of bids. Trying to figure out what we want to do next. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, we've got 40 to 43 with Dougster. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Take it away. We're at 43 with Dougster. $45 with Guile. And that does it. Guile, the car guy, sliding in there at 128 with a 45. Dougster comes in with a 51. It's too late. Guile, the car guy, slides in there for the win to add that to his pile with the cord brochure. Nice piece. Good shot, Guile, the car guy. You made it, barely, but you did make it in and got it done. How about another yellow plate? This one's actually kind of orangey yellow. But we'll call it yellow since we're on a yellow theme tonight. But this is kind of an orangey yellow. From, once again, going up north and going back almost 75 years. And this plate is amazing. Look at the back of it. On this 1952 Minnesota. 10,000 lakes. Like I said, this is kind of an orangey yellow, but it is kind of yellow since we're on a yellow theme. Blue lettering. This is all stamped in here. The 10,000 lakes, all the numbers, this is all stamped in the plate. 1952. It is used because we can see where the screws were at in it up here. But exactly, Pete, that's exactly where I was going with this. Coming from Minnesota, this should be a pile of rust. And it is original paint. That is true, Dougster. The 9 and the 6 do have a really cool font. Motormark starting us at 10. It is a good-looking plate. It is a pretty much standard size plate. It's about 12 by 6. In fact, it's right at 12 by 6. 12 by like 5 3/4. Now it's the land of 10,000 crooks. I had not thought of that big job, but a very good way to put it. But it is, there again, for a Minnesota plate, 75 years old, it looks pretty darn good. Let's go ahead and roll with it. Motormark starting us off at 10. $14 with Christine. $30 seconds gone. There could be some truth to that, Dougster. $15 with Dirt Floor Garage. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. 15. I'm pretty sure this is a $20 or $25 plate in this condition, but we're going to find out here just shortly. 15. There's 20 with David D. I figured that was out there. Ticking away, coming down to the end. I've got 20 with David D. And that does it. Hubcap came in at 131. Austin came in right behind him at 122. David D must have seen him. They did not get to my screen. David D at 20 is what I had on my screen at 130. All right, we haven't done any emblems yet tonight. I got a cool little emblem. It's a small one. It's not rare. I'm sure they reproduce them. That's true. Snipers might need to refresh. But a cool little piece for our bow tie friends and fans. This is, I believe, NOS, but there is no box for it. This is like a 55 Chevy. The little gold crest off the side of the car. It is a single. I think it's, it's got to be NOS the way it looks. Great condition. Check this one out. I'm sure you can buy these new, but 20 with Gal the Car Guy. Is that on this or is that hanging out on the other one? This is a smaller badge. A lot of lagging on the phone, but not on TV. So, yeah, definitely hit the refresh. This is about 3... Whoa, hold up. David D coming in. Supercharged Super Chat for the Honey Patrol. Boom. Thanks, David D, for helping out with the Honey Patrol. We'll definitely have to get some honey from Steve for the auctions. Okay. 20 with Guy the Car Guy. Thanks, David D. So, super cool little Chevy badge. 20 with Gal the Car Guy. Like I said, this is about a 55. I believe it's NOS. Look at the back of it. Studs look nice. Paint looks nice. Let's get this thing on the timer. On the little gold Chevy badge. They did use it. 57s used them. 55s used them. They use them for a couple of years throughout there. So, and I think it's the same thing. Like I said, just over 3 inches long. So, Guy the Car Guy at 20. He doesn't care. And it's a good looking little badge. $30 seconds gone. Where's our horn button people at? You guys want a super, super killer horn button? It could be a sniper item. Guile actually got lucky last time. We'll see if he gets lucky this time. Horn button, guys. Do you want to do one more awesome horn button? 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Yes, me. Okay. We'll squeeze another horn button in, then we'll see where we're going to go with it from there on auctions or whether we want to get moved to a couple of other things. Coming down to the end, still got Guile the Car Guy at 20. And it worked. He got it done again at 20. Going to Guile the Car Guy's pile at 20. I don't know. Those are some cool pieces you got, so I don't think I would say that. But if you'd have bid $5 and somebody would have bid $8 and somebody would have bid $11, when you hit it at 20, you took all those $1 and $2 bids out. That's right. Put it in the guile pile. All right, guys. Horn button, guys. This thing is killer. I've got one. When I found mine, I was like, I am keeping this. It is in my horn button. I came up with another one. I'm going to let you guys have this one. I think the only couple I've seen is the one I got in this one. It's an awesome one, though. Right in the middle of the steering wheel, you're turning the steering wheel. Packard took it a different direction with the clipper and put a ship's wheel into the horn button. That's right. Drum roll, Christine. Check out this Packard horn button with the ship's wheel in the middle of it. Sean just boom, right out of the 42 again. I don't know if you're going to get quite that lucky on this one, Sean. It is cool. It is one piece of plastic. It has some depth to it. This is all cast into it. When we look at the back of it, we can see where the ship's wheel is cast, and we can see this outside perimeter where all those lines are, giving it its depth, is all cast into the button. It is tapered a little bit. You can see over here on the side where it kind of goes up at an angle, and it is dished slightly in the middle. It does have a slight dish to it here. Command the road and the sea. That is exactly right. It is across the back. It's marked 1956. It's about 3 1/4 on the outside at the widest part. So just over 3 inches at the widest part. Yes, it is marked 56 Clipper on the back. Or 56 Packard, but I'm sure it's Clipper with the steering, with the ship's wheel in it. So I told you, horn button guys, we had something cool. Pirate walks into a bar with a ship wheel in front of his pants. Yeah, I can see that. There you go. There we go. Sean at 42. We're on the timer on the Packard Clipper horn button. That's right. Right before they combined with Packard. That's exactly right. Right before they went Studebaker Packard. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Sean at 42. Depends on who you ask, Dougster. I do know it's 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Is Sean going to sneak this one out of there with a 42? You're right, Pete, they do. 45 with Tim B. 55 with Sean. 61 with Steve. Steve's hanging out there. Couple seconds left to go. Steve at 61. Sean at 70. And we're just about at that, does it? Sean at 70. Kevin L had a 75. It came in at 131. Sean at 70. Wow, I told you this guy was cool. Man, that one got interesting. Whew. That's right. Boom is right. Okay. Steve, glad to see you hanging out there. Yeah, that one got bananas. Perfect, Tim. I will get you in there. All right, guys, what do we want to do? A couple more pieces, or do we want to go ahead and move on? What do we got else coming up? Ooh, super cool emblem, brochure. Well, we did the hubcap. That's kind of what threw everything off kilter here. We got the hubcap done, and then everybody just started bidding on stuff. Steve Reed's here. More. Okay, let's We're after 9 already. We'll do a couple more things, and then we'll squeeze a couple of these other interesting tidbits in. I do have one more killer horn button in the box. If you guys are up for another horn button battle, it's up to you. Beep, beep, that's right. You guys want to just roll straight into another crazy horn button? And I got a cool little can we can do. And that's a non-yellow license plate. I don't know if we should do a non-yellow license plate tonight or not. Okay. Horn button, a can, and we'll squeeze one more thing in after that, maybe. We've had a few pieces similar to this in the past, but it's been a long time. This thing looks great. I've got some of these. I don't know if I've got this exact one, but I do have some similar to these. You don't see these very often. They don't come up very often. They were only used they only used this badge for a few years. It's a car that you don't see very often, which is what makes it cool. And they used a Buffalo, which makes it even cooler. Yes, we've got a horn button from our friends at Kaiser, and I'm sure Sean's going to bid 42 on it. I'm waiting for Sean's 42 to pop up on the Kaiser horn button. These things are great. It's got the big buffalo on it, or the bison, whatever you prefer. The big K. This is, 70. Sean is not messing around on this one. This is a big button. This is a plastic center, which obviously, as you can tell, looks great. It's very clear to see the chrome K, the green background, the black, the green grass that the buffalo's standing on. It does have an outside pot metal chrome bezel, which has a little bit of pitting in it. And the back is actually a metal plate, probably for the horn contact. This, like I said, this is a bigger one. It is 4 5/8 in diameter. So Dirt Floor tried to steal the 42 bid from Sean, and it was too late. Here we go. We're on the timer on the Kaiser horn button. It is about big enough to be a belt buckle. "30 seconds gone." Let's see if anybody... Exactly, big job. I was just getting ready to say, is anybody even going to mess with Sean on this one? $80 from Steve. Horn buttons are just cool. Steve at 80 as we come up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Day late, $1 short. That's right. Steve at 80. Coming out of the end, about ready to wrap it up. It's a beauty. It is. Sean at 100. Pete at 90. Sean at 100. And that does it. 130. Sean at 100 on the Kaiser button, and it is a beauty. 100 to Sean. Awesome piece. Thanks, guys. That was a ton of fun. Okay. We'll squeeze a couple more things in here real quick, and then I got a little oil can. We'll do a little loopster real quick, and then we'll see what else we want to do. I've got some caps. I've got a really cool, I got a really different piece too we haven't done before. But for right now, let's do a cute little home oiler can from Texaco. This is a little round one. It's got the long spout on it. Has the Texaco star. It has the gold band around it. Nice red paint. Good looking can. This is all metal. Spout, can, everything on this one is metal. Thanks, Christine, for another supercharged super chat. Holy horn buttons, Batman. That is exactly right. Boom. Hitting Christine with another supercharged super chat. $20 with Glenn on the little Texaco. This is, the can is about 3. So you've got about a 3-inch can, and then the spout is a little over 3. So just over 6 inches overall. Glenn's starting us off at 20 on the little Texaco. $24 with Christine. $26 with Glenn. Yep. If we squeeze the bottom, it'll do it. 30 seconds gone. $35 with Steve. $36 with Glenn. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Cute little dude. 42 with Christine. 38 with Steve. I got Christine at 42. $50 with a nut farm. Randy with a nut farm coming in at 50. Steve just keeps getting beat. As soon as he throws a bid in out there, he's beat. We're just about done. 52 with Glenn, and that does it. 52 with Glenn as it was rolling to 130. 52 with Glenn on the cute little Texaco can. They are. Got the car guy coming in with another supercharged super chat. Boom! Thanks to Guy the Car Guy for the next supercharged super chat. Boom! Okay, I got something else laying here. It's been in the box for a couple weeks. I've been trying to decide what to do with it. It would make a cool picture frame. That one was rough on you, wasn't it, Steve? Every time you threw a bid in, somebody outbid you right out of the gate. Another supercharged super chat coming in from Kevin L. Boom! Thanks, Kevin L., for hitting us with another supercharged super chat. Appreciate all the super chats, guys, and the superstars from the guys that come in on Facebook with them. Kevin L. with another supercharged super chat. I guess the best thing to do with this piece is just show it to you. And if you bid on it, fine. If not, fine. It would make a really cool picture frame if you had a picture to put in it or something. Doesn't look like much till you look at the detail work in it. Yeah, exactly, Steve. It's like every time you try, you just get kicked again. I mean, it's like. So what we've got next is a headlight rim. But it's not just an ordinary headlight rim. This one, diameter-wise, is about 10 1/4. Okay? What's cool about it is right here. It's off of a Nash, and it has the Nash symbol stamped into the top of the bezel. Condition looks good. It's not beat up. It has a nice shine, and it's got the little, it's not a separate badge. Cadillac actually had a small enamel badge on these. Some of the Nashes may have as well, but this peak is flat, and it actually has the Nash badge stamped into it. So, what do you guys think? Is this something you guys dig, would think would be cool? Make a nice picture frame? I don't know. I just think they're cool. I've got a few things like this. I think I've got one of these. In fact, I know for sure I've got one of these. I've got a Cadillac one, things like that. It is crazy detail work. So, but there again, I didn't know what you guys would think about it. Put your picture in it, hang it up, hang it on the wall. Put a picture of your car in it, hang it on the wall. I don't know. You tell me. Kevin L at 15, Motor Mark at 10. So I guess we've got a little bit of interest in it. So I guess we'll go ahead and roll with it. I don't know. 16 with the Dougster. And here we go on the Nash picture frame. We'll call it a picture frame. $24 with Christine. 25 with Dougster. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. $45 with Steve. Let's see if this one sticks, Steve. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. $47 with Dougster. 50 with a Nut Farm. 52 with Kenny Peterson. Steve at 55. Pete at 53. 53. That gets it done. Steve at 55. We hit the 130. Steve at 55. Barely snuck it out. All kinds of $53 and $54 bids coming in. But Steve at 55 gets this one knocked down. Way to go, Steve. Woo! Okay, I got one more little piece laid out here, and then we'll probably move on. We're going to give you a Hudson badge. But I got this other little can out here on the desk. Let's get it knocked out, and then we will catch the promo and a couple of other things before we go ahead and wrap up tonight. Sound cool to everybody? We'll do one more cute little can just because they're awesome. And I've got a couple of these, but these things are amazing. I love these little banks. Yeah, you was in there swinging, Nut Farm. Who loves the little oil can banks besides me? I've got like 20 different ones. These things are cool. This thing looks great. Trop Arctic Phillips 66, all-weather motor oil, the little can banks. These are the cutest little things I've ever seen. It has the orange Phillips on it. It has the tropical scene over here of the island. It has the Arctic scene with the icebergs over here. Trop Arctic all-weather. It has the slit in the top. 25 with Sean. It has the plug still in the bottom. The plug is still intact. All the information on the back. These things are just cuter than the dickens. I love them. I've got a whole rack of them. That's right. It is the cutest thing you've ever seen. They are 2 3/4 inches tall. And about 2 inches in diameter. So here we go. Sean at 25 on the little Trop Arctic can. Oil can for a smart car. That's right, Mark. Big slot for silver dollars. That's right. 30 seconds gone. You can see the shine on this thing. I just love these little coin banks. I snag them whenever I have a chance to get them. I just don't come up with duplicates very often. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. That's funny, Dougster. 25 with Sean and nothing else happening. Sean's probably getting a little nervous. There we go. 34 with Steve. Few seconds left. We're getting close to the end. Steve at 34. Sean at 42. Coming back with his 42. And that does it. Sean at 42. Steve came back at 46 a little bit too late. Oh, man. What do you think, guys? Should we go ahead and catch the promo real quick and then wrap up? I got a promo sitting right here. And, man, we went a long time on auctions, but you guys, everybody was having too much fun. Oh, man. Yep, I remember silver dollars were an ounce of silver. I do. Guy was ready for the promo. Okay, let's go ahead and get the promo so you guys can go ahead and wrap up. Auctions were a blast tonight. Thanks to everybody's participation, and congratulations to all of our winners. Let's catch the promo real quick, and then we'll go ahead and wind things up for tonight. And yeah, it was a blast tonight. One more thing. Steve wants one more. I don't know what you want. I got all kinds of stuff laying here. Tonight's promo has some warpage, but we're going back to the 50s, so that's kind of expected. Another button. You guys want another horn button? Everybody wants one. I've got one more in here. Thanks, Kevin L. I appreciate that. That's right, Big Job. I tell you what, everybody wants one more horn button. Is that what I'm seeing? One more horn button before we do the promo, then wrap? Okay. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do one horn button. Actually, we're going to do the whole horn bar with the button. Flash auction, 60 seconds, go. Studebaker. This has some scuffs and scratches in it. It has the big S. You're getting the whole bar. I don't know if the bar's missing anything or not. The S part is for the Studebaker. This is late 40s, early 50s. 20 with Dougster. 60 seconds, flash auction on a Studebaker horn button. This does have some scuffs and scratches in the plastic, though. 45 was Steve. Still has the hardware in it. 50 was Sean. You're getting the whole bar. The bar across. 60 was Steve. 30 seconds gone. 30 seconds left. It's a little over 11 inches long all the way to the out of the bar. 74 with a nut farm. Coming down to the wire. We're past the 30-second mark. 85 with Sean. 75 with Dougster. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, flash auction. You get the entire Studebaker horn bar with button. 90 with Steve. Just about ready to wind it down. 90 with Steve. As we get ready to wrap it up on a flash auction, is there 100 out there? And no, 90 with Steve takes home the Studebaker horn bar assembly. 90 with Steve on the Studebaker horn bar. All right. Steve got another one. Congratulations, Steve. Okay, let's catch the promo, and then I know you guys got to get to bed. Kind of a cool promo tonight. Just has a little bit of warpage on it. Thanks, Tim. It was a ton of fun tonight, guys. I think you're going to enjoy this promo, and then we're going to go ahead and get ready to wind things up. Yeah, you guys want to do one more? I thought throwing it up there as a flash auction was a fun way to do it. 1955. Yeah. Big Job's wearing Kevlar next week. I don't blame you. 1955 Dodge Royal Lancer in heather rose, sapphire white, and black. Factory Tritone 1955 Dodge Royal Lancer Tudor hardtop promo. Now this pinkish color, from what I've looked up, was called heather rose, and it was also the same color that was used on the La Femme Dodges in that era. Thanks, Dougster. Like we talked about, this car does have some warpage to it. You can even see where the windshield sunk back in a little bit, but there again, it's the plastic wasn't that good back then. Yeah, factory Tritone promo. It is intact, we've got the whole nose here, even the corner wraparounds on the bumper still intact. But you can see how the bumper doesn't fit. The grills don't fit in the body real well anymore. Lots of hearts going up. That's awesome. On the rear, kind of the same thing. The taillight housings are still intact. The tips aren't broke off the bumpers. The hearts are still going. Dougster's trying to buy this. You guys want to buy everything. I don't have to bolt stuff down from now on if it's not for sale. This is a basic metal-based car. It is non-friction. Both these wheels just turn freely. And the wheels and hubcap, dang, Dougster, you're going to make me look, see if I got to try to find another one of these. I don't think I do, but. And you're right, that was another thing. It does have a bubble in the rear window. So the windshield sunk in, and the rear is bubbled out. Lots of hearts. Okay, sounds good, Dougster. Rear view mirror still intact over here. It is broken off of this side. Kind of just basic plain hubcaps. Not a lot of detail on the hubcaps, but they all do match with original tires. So I thought it was a very attractive promo. The Tritone color is a big deal back in the 50s, but seeing it on a promo like this really kind of makes this one stand out. The other thing, and I don't know if you guys can see this or not, it's kind of tough. hopefully you will be able to see it, is it actually does say it's cast into the white, so it's tough to see. Let me see it better over here. They're Royal Lancer on the fenders. There might be, Steve. I'm not sure, but 1955 Dodge Royal Lancer Tudor hardtop in heather rose, sapphire white, and a black roof. So, told you it was a good promo. Anyway, guys, we're past 9:30. So, we'll probably, instead of dragging out into starting into some more stuff, we'll go ahead and start winding her down and save some of this other stuff for next week. So anyway, guys, had a blast tonight. Lots of action, lots of activity. I wonder if we got to 1,000 comments. We've been lacking a little bit on that. We've been 500, 600, 700 comments. We haven't been anywhere near 1,000 for a while. Kind of curious to see where we ended up at tonight. Please think about the start time, guys, and let me know what works for you. If you feel like reaching out to me, absolutely do it. Like I always tell you guys, this is more about you than it is me. I can make the 7 o'clock thing work, but there are some evenings where it may be 7:03, 7:05 if I get in a bind. There we go, Pete. One letter at a time. But we can make that work if that works better for your schedules. And I know you guys back east, you're 10:30 now. And I know that makes it chat 1,000. There we go. And I know this gets late for you guys. So if that 7 o'clock start time works better, please just let me know. Randall the Nut Farm says 7 as soon as possible. Okay. So please, guys, and like I said, we'll get a little more feedback over the next week or two. If most people want to just go back to 7, we'll probably shoot for that in August. If not, for September, we'll definitely go back to 7 if that works better for people. And that's why we're asking, and that's why we're talking about it, because I know at this point, it's 9:37 here. It's 10:37 back east. Big Job's got to get up. Everybody's got to get up. David D likes 7. And, if we started at 7, we would be 9:07 right now. And we could squeeze one or two other little things in if people want to stick around for that. But the guys that wanted to jump off and get ready for work tomorrow, I perfectly understand that as well. Make it for you to be able to produce the show the way you do. And that's exactly what I'm thinking about, Guile, is, that 7 to 9, if we do that, would be, getting into the opening discussion, talking about the raffle, auctions, things like that. And then the guys that wanted to stick around after 9, we could look at the auto trade journals, some things like that. And there again, we're going to be mixing stuff up. But, we could absolutely, that's literally exactly kind of what I'm thinking, Guile, is kind of squeeze some of that stuff in that's really cool. But I know some of you guys that need to get to work the next morning, we'll go ahead and not feel bad about jumping off and really missing anything. So, and the auctions by 9, yeah, and that might be what we do. Kind of try to start, just go to a 2-hour auction night. I think that's about what we did tonight. We will do that this fall. When, it's tough to do it in the summer because everybody has stuff going on. And a lot of times, even when people do plan on being on, their plans get changed. They don't get home in time on Sunday if they were at activities going on that day. So I know that's kind of tough to do, but we'll definitely we always do one in winter for Christmas so we can shop for other people like us. And honestly, Hubcap, that's kind of what I try to do. I kind of try to figure 10 to 12 or if we get really busy, and sometimes in the winter, 15 to 20. That's literally the numbers. In fact, that's how I've literally marked my auction sheet off, 10 and 20. Yeah, I need to get more coffee cans. That's right, Steve. So that's kind of the perfect, Sean. Appreciate it, buddy. That's kind of how I look. I mark them off in 10 increments. So I know when we've done 10, and then I know, usually try to hit that 10 to 12 window. If people want more, then we'll bump into the 15 to 20 window. The big auction nights, we will do about 30 or 35 pieces. So, but the thing about it, to do 30 or 35 pieces, we've got to have a big enough crowd on to do that. And that's typically in the wintertime. So that's kind of how I think when I keep track on my auction pad, and when I'm making my notes, when I lay this out, that's how I mark stuff off as in increments of 10, so that I can at a very quick glance know where we're at on how many pieces we've done. Do some signs. You know how excited I am about getting rid of signs. Did I buy any signs? Oh, I bought one sign this weekend. I bought one small sign this weekend. So I didn't buy any signs this weekend. I did. I bought one small sign, and I bought one Delco wiper rack, which wasn't that exciting, but it's NOS. So anyhow, with that, guys, we're coming up on 9:45. I know, like I said, a lot of you guys need to get to bed tonight. But obviously, we've got a lot of support for going to that 7 o'clock time slot. We'll touch on it again next week and see, if we've got a few other people on. And I've got some other cans also, Guile. There you go, a big job. I've got a couple boxes of household type cans like that out at the yard upstairs. Up on that deck, there's a couple big boxes of household type cans. If you guys are interested, I'll grab a few of them and we'll throw some of those up too. Personally, they're not as cool to me because they're not gas and oil, but a lot of them have great colors, great graphics, and they're still cool pieces. So if you guys have interest in some of those, I can grab a few of those and work those in as also. How about a Hudson badge? So anyway, with that, guys, I think we'll go ahead and get ready to wrap things up. What's coming up this week? Okay, Gal, do some lots. Yeah, and we could do that too. Maybe get a couple of. I'll tell you what I forgot to do. I've actually got some enamel badges in here. I was thinking there was something else. I had some enamel badges in there that we haven't dug out yet in a while. So we need to squeeze some of those in there. So anyway, we'll keep working on it. There again, feedback. Your guys' feedback super important. If you want to reach out to me with ideas, positive, negative, like the 7, don't like the 7, some other stuff we can change, some other stuff we can make better. That's what this is all about. I want to do a show that you guys enjoy. So that's why just there again, watching what's been happening, think after 9, thinking about what's been happening, and looking at my schedule. It's like, well, most nights I can be ready at 7 or really close. Well, like I said, if we do that, there's some nights it's going to be 7:02, 7:03, 7:05. But for the most part, we can make that happen. 7:30 is easy for me. I just have to make sure that I'm thinking a little ahead on Sunday afternoons to be ready to go by 7 instead of 7:30. So we'll keep working on it, guys. Your feedback, as always, is appreciated. This is your show. I work these sheets up. I try to do a good job and make sure that you guys have a good time. Always appreciate the super chats. Coming up this week, we will try to squeeze that sign in if we can get a live to go on Tuesday night. We've got Cord Graveyard coming up. I think we got Cord Graveyard coming up on Wednesday night for see you later, Austin. I think public videos, you guys got Cord Graveyard coming up, and then the bees. And then we've got some cool stuff for members. Shop tour, ACD shop tour coming up, and working on some new content, on new inventory content. You bet, David E. Glad you enjoyed it. I've got dozens and dozens and dozens of vehicles we have not done videos on yet. And I'm going to get a few more this week. That fly ain't going anywhere. Hey, Carter's with us on Facebook. Thanks for stopping by. We're about ready to wrap up. Glad you're able to stop by for a bit, Carter. Get this fly carcass off of my desk. And we'll get those videos up this week. So anyway, I think you guys will get a kick out of the bee video. And like I said, I learned a ton. I hope you guys learned something out of it. And like I said, we need to save the bees. So anyway, that's right. There is now one less fly in the world. Guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for making it a great chat tonight. Had a ton of fun with you guys. We'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel next Sunday night for some more Gearhead Interactive live chat. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and making this what it is. Invite your friends by, and we will get together. Some of you Tuesday night, but if nothing else, definitely still at 7:30 next Sunday night, but maybe changing here shortly after that. So we'll see how it works. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next Sunday night.